Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today, I'm going to touch on a few subjects. Rolex, Coke or Pepsi? What are my thoughts on Panerai? And we should probably discuss the price of the Chopard Alpine Eagle. All that and more in today's episode. But of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my last gen Breguet Marine. One of my pickups for 2020. 2020 has been pretty good to me watch-wise. I can't complain. And also, guys, a few very interesting watches came into Del Rey Watch the last few days. We got in a Monta Sea King, one of the small brands that's making a ton of waves recently and offer a ton of bang per buck. We got in a Girard-Perregaux F50 Perpetual Calendar Chronograph, a watch that was reserved only for owners of the Ferrari F50. So if you didn't buy the Ferrari F50, you couldn't own this watch unless you buy it pre-owned. And we have it for about a quarter of the price and owned by a pretty famous ex-F50 owner. Or does he still own an F50? Well, the ex-owner of the watch, pretty famous because they engrave your name on the back of the watch when you buy it. Pretty prominent businessman. And we got in an L. Kendall Marine Regulator. Small little brand designed in England based on Larkham Kendall's marine chronometer clocks. These are big, bold, and navigation inspired. All that and more at delraywatch.com. Link in the description below. But also, guys, before we do all that, this will probably be the last video of the year. We're going to close up the office tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last day at work for a few days. Give the guys a break. God knows they deserve it. But I feel like I should definitely take this opportunity to thank all of you, whether you've purchased a watch from us or serviced a watch, or none of those things and just watched the videos and occasionally left a comment. You guys are amazing. We could not have started this journey without you. Federico Talks Watches has been going on for almost half a decade, a little less than that. Del Rey Watch, almost 3.5, 4 years at this point. We're crushing it, and that's all because of you guys. So thank you so much. I know 2020 has been a very difficult year for all, but chin up. 2021's got to be better. I don't know how it could be worse, right? And, just thank you. What can I say? Thank you so much. But anyway, let's get right into the questions. All right, guys, so here are the questions you asked me on Instagram. That's at Federico Talks Watches. Once every couple weeks or so, I'll put up a Q&A picture. You can ask your questions there. So if you see me staring down, I'm not being rude. I'm just reading the questions here. So let's get started. First question is from WatchIt84. Coke or Pepsi? Well, in the watch world, absolutely Pepsi. I just like blue and red combo a little bit more. And the market seems to agree. They are worth a little bit more as well. In terms of beverage, also Pepsi. Not a big fan of either, but if I had to pick, I feel like Pepsi's a little less sweet tasting. But in watches, definitely Pepsi. Blue_Loom says, "Hey Fed, hope you're having a great holiday season. I've been looking at purchasing a Panerai lately, and I'm hesitant. With all the bad publicity they've had the last few years, do you think they are on the road to brand recovery yet? Also, are there any specific models that are less affected and more sought after by collectors?" Well, Blue Loom, I used to be a huge Panerai fan. I still am. I mean, I'm not so much of a fanboy anymore, but I still, like the brand. And you're right, the past few years have been marred by a few models they don't like, too many limited editions, some money grabs here or there. Are they on the road to recovery yet? I don't think it's getting any worse, so that's a good thing. So I think it's the very start of a recovery. But what would I buy if I were you? I'd go with any of the ETA Panerais, like the original ones that were super popular, the PAM 104, PAM 111. Yes, I have both of those for sale, so this is not me fishing, but I think if you ask most people, and you ask that question, I think the OG PAMs, right? The original Luminors, 104, PAM 90, PAM 111, PAM 112, PAM 000, 005, they all look very similar, hand wound, even though the 90 and 104 are automatic. Just the 44 millimeter Luminor case before the fancy schmancy in-house movements and before the crazy price increases. I think those will always hold pretty decent value, and they're getting harder to find as well. So those would be my picks. Etta262. Hey Federico, hope you and your family are doing well, and thank you for keeping us entertained during the holiday and pandemic season. Brother, thank you so much, and I hope you and yours are doing well as well. What do you think about the Italian brand Unimatic? Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't really know much about Unimatic. Of course, I know what they are. Italian designed, Seiko movements, lots of limited editions, marketing geniuses, always sold out, but I find them, I've never held one in my hand, but I just cannot pay $900 for what is essentially a micro brand that houses a basic Seiko automatic movement. Not to say the quality is not great with the cases, even though I don't know. As I said, I've never held one, and they do collaborate with some very cool people. They made a cool SpongeBob one and a cool Messina Lab edition. But to me, just not worth the price. Does that mean they're always not worth the price? No. Watches are a very, you buy with emotion, and they just don't give me any of that emotion to want to spend my money. Kayer Nyack. Thoughts on Mont Blanc as a brand, specifically the Geosphere? Once again, never had a Geosphere in my hand. It's one of their newer releases, but I think Mont Blanc is making some great strides. Starting to make high complications. They bought the Minerva chronograph factory a few years ago, making everything from simple Etta watches to in-house complications. I think they're always going to get a little bit of hate for being a pen brand and a leather good brand before they were a watch brand, but they offer fantastic quality for value, particularly pre-owned. I'm a fan of Mont Blanc. Dimitri MD. Hey Fed, is the Chopard Alpine Eagle worth the retail price if you're getting 15% off from an AD? No. The Alpine Eagle is kind of like, it's a remake of an old line. It's their integrated bracelet watch. Yes, it's an in-house movement. And yes, I do like the design, though at above $10,000 with that very Spartan finishing on the movement, no, it's not worth it. Also, I think you can do a hell of a lot better than 15% off Chopard from an authorized dealer. 25% or bust if you gotta buy new, is what I say. Bontley84. Hey Fed, love the videos. Thank you. I'm curious how you think the trend of more people working virtually will impact the watch industry. Will we see less dress watches released? Could this hurt certain brands? I'm going to be honest, dress watches aren't selling very well anyway. Even people in suits wear sports watches. I think if you like dress watches, you're just going to wear them and buy them. Like me. I own this company. I wear polos to work, but I still wear Mosers occasionally. And I do like to dress more formally on occasion. And even when I don't dress more formally, I like to wear dress watches. So while I think it could have like a minimal effect, because what you're saying does make sense and I can see your thought process, I just don't think people have been wearing them for a long time. And if you're the type of guy that likes them, it's not going to stop you from buying one, right? That's just my thought. Then Giulio Magnelli says, hey Fed, I hope you're having a good holiday season. Are you keen on micro brands? I was wondering what you think of Anordain. Thank you and Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, Giulio. It's no secret I'm not the biggest micro brand fan. Very few of them I like. I think most of them are just marketing bullshit and no substance, but that doesn't go for all of them. I've never had an Anordain in my hand, once again. Don't know much about the brand either, but from what I do know, I do like them. They seem to be, I believe, a Scottish brand that specialize in enamel dials, maybe Grand Feu enamel dials. I'm sure their movements are probably, base movements. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. As I said, this is totally off the cuff. But anybody working with enamel deserves a thumbs up from me. I've seen a few pictures of their work. Very, very handsome watches, very reasonably priced for the artisanry that you get. I think it's a watch you buy for the beauty and the artisanry more than the mechanics. Once again, could be wrong about that. But it's definitely an intriguing brand, a small brand that is doing things right. They found their niche, and brands that are actually doing something unique, like Anordane, deserve all of they get. So, if anybody from Anordane sees this, keep going, guys. It's really awesome what you're doing. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. That's it for 2020. This year's a wrap. Pretty sure most of us are happy about that. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe so you don't miss any more content. And I'll see you guys in a few days in 2021. Happy New Year's. Take care.